Good day, everyone. Good morning. How are you today? I hope you're doing fine. So, here it is. We're going to discuss to you the Renaissance period. So, what came into your mind if you hear the word Renaissance? So, it is the most important period of development that has ever occurred in European history. It is known for its impact on the art world, a movement that influenced literature, philosophy, music, science, and even technology. So Renaissance is the most important because it influenced literature, philosophy, music, science, and even technology. Don't you know that it came from the word renascita, which means rebirth? It was a fervent period of European cultural, artistic, political, and economic rebirth following the Middle Ages. Don't you know that it started on the 14th century and ended by the early 17th century? Who ended this? Of course, the Italian, or what is the reason why it was ended? Because of the Italian Wars. So, I have here the three important facts about the Renaissance. As I have mentioned earlier, it began in this 14th century. Number 2, it transferred society from darkness to light. We will know why it was said that it transformed society from darkness to light as we continue discussing this Renaissance period. So number 3, humanism was the main philosophy, and height of Renaissance was called the High Renaissance. So later on we're going to understand, or we're going to discuss why it is all about humanism, why humanism is the main philosophy during this period. So why? I have a question. Why did Renaissance happen? Why it was happened? It is because of increasing interaction between different cultures, the rediscovery of ancient Greek and Roman texts, the emergence of humanism, different artistic and technological innovations, and the impacts of conflict and death. That's why it was occurred. And as I have mentioned earlier that Renaissance came from the word rebirth, because it began to revive the heritage of Greek and Roman antiquity. It is the main reason why it is called Renaissance. So, who are this Medici family? They are the famous backers of the movement. They are the most powerful family during this period. The Renaissance started in Florence, Italy, a place with a rich cultural history where wealthy citizens could afford to support budding artists. So this Medici family are the family who ruled Florence for more than 60 years because they were so wealthy and powerful during those times. So, we will now discuss the highlights of the Renaissance period. Number 1 is the tragical history of Dr. Faustus. It was written by Christopher Marlowe. Who among you is familiar with this story? Okay, so we have here Christopher Marlowe is the father of English tragedy, who exemplifies the sum total of the intellectual aspirations of the Renaissance through his play. So his most famous play is the Dr. Faustus, who sells his soul to the devil in exchange of power and knowledge. This Dr. Faustus is all about a talented German scholar who decries the limits of human knowledge, who believes that he has learned all that he can be learned by conventional means. What is left for him, he thinks, is that magic. He is offered a choice of Christian conscience by a good angel and the path to damnation by an evil angel. So, as I have mentioned, I have said earlier that Dr. Faustus chose the devil over the good ones. So the main message of Dr. Faustus is sin, redemption, and damnation. Because in making a pact with Lucifer, Faustus commits what is in a sense the ultimate sin. What is that ultimate sin? He disobeyed God. Not does he disobey God, but he is so conscious and even eagerly renounces obedience to him. He rejected God. We choose instead to swear allegiance to the devil. At the end, Faustus spends his last hour in wishful thoughts of ways to escape his impending doom. There is no repentance, though in the end he is carried off to hell to spend eternity separated from God. Doon natin makikita na nasa huli ang pagsisisi for Dr. Faustus, na kahit sa puling hininga niya, na sana gusto niya sa kanyang utak, sa kanyang kaloob-looban ay gusto niya nang magsisi, but he doesn't have a chance to repent. So at the end, he was carried off to hell, separated eternity from the Lord. So that is the Dr. Faustus. Let us proceed to the Fairy Queen. So the author of this Fairy Queen is Edmund Spenser. It was written to honor the Queen of Fairyland, who is Queen Elizabeth I. It is an epic poem which follows the adventures of a number of medieval knights. The poem, written in a deliberately archaic style, draws on history and myth, particularly the legends of Arthur. The other groups discuss about the Arthurians or the legends of Arthur, and today it was mentioned, and they are very connected to the reporters, to the last reporter. So the main message of the Fairy Queen is that it is all about a fashion. It is all about the fashion of a gentleman or noble person in virtuous and gentle discipline. Spenser states that the entire epic poem is cloudily enwrapped in allegorical devices, and that the aim of publishing the Fairy Queen was to endorse or fashion a gentleman or noble person in virtuous and gentle discipline. So the first book follows the adventures of the Red Cross Knight, the Knight of Holiness. Red Cross is on a mission from the Fairy Queen, Gloriana, to lead his companion Una back to her homeland, where he is to defeat a mighty dragon that is terrorizing the people. So it was said that Red Cross Knight was the hero of the story, and he wanted to save the people. He defeated the mighty dragon in order to save the people who are being terrorized by that dragon. So that's it. This Fairy Queen is also a Spenserian stanza which contain 9 lines, 8 lines of iambic pentameter. Yes, with 5 feet, followed by a single line of iambic hexameter, an Alexandrine. with 6. The rhyme scheme of these lines is this: A, B, A, B, 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 C, B, C, C, D, C, D, E, E. So that's the main message. Oh yes, I have discussed it too. Next is the song to Celia. Celia, beautiful Celia. Extra. It is all about a love poem written by Ben Jensen. Ben Jensen is a poet, dramatist, and actor best known for his lyrics and satirical plays. So we have here the lines, some of the lines. First paragraph of Song to Celia. I will just read it. Drink to me only with thine eyes, and I will pledge with mine, or leave a kiss but in the cup, and I'll not look for wine. The thirst that from the soul doth rise, doth ask a drink divine, but might I of Jove's nectar sup, I will not change for thine. Oh, how marvelous it is to read these quotes. So it was mentioned earlier that this poem is all about love and infatuation. The speaker is in love with a woman, and he believes that she returns those feelings, and he begs for her to give him a sign. He sends the woman in poem Celia flowers, but what happened? She returns them. He wants her to show him that she loves him back. Drinking, thirst, and a wreath of flowers are used to represent love in the poem. So it's all about a man who loves a woman, but the woman doesn't love him back. So he sent back the flowers that the man gave to her. So, busted yung lalaki. Rejection. Celia sends back the wreath, rejecting the speaker's love. So, that's it. This is the King James Bible. I know that we are all familiar about this book. And ta-da! It is one of the supreme achievements and most influential book of the English Renaissance. It was ordered by James I and made 47 scholars working in cooperation. Don't you know that it was sponsored by King James VI and first? It was published in 1611 and is known as the Authorized Version. But don't you know that it was not the first translation of the Bible, but the third translation. The first is the Great Bible by King Henry VII. The second translation is Bishop's Bible in 1568 by the Church of England. So the 47 translator, so these are the facts, The 47 translators of the King James Bible were given a set of 15 clear instructions only. They were given 15 clear instructions to do the Bible.